Best of r/malicious compliance episode 59. Subscribe for edit videos daily. My mother hated my first girlfriend. I had actually been planning to become a Catholic priest, and therefore to be celibate, when I was in high school, so my mother saw my first girlfriend as having ruined my life's plan when we first got together. Now naturally, my girlfriend and I wanted to spend as much time together as possible at that early stage of our relationship, but my mother did everything in her power to try to limit this. As such, one day I asked if it was alright for my girlfriend to come over to our house, but my mother said no, not today. I was not particularly happy about this, especially because it was so obvious she was just being vindictive and had no good reason as to why. So I pressed her about it, and eventually, after much discussion, she agreed that my girlfriend could come over tomorrow, but not today. Again, this was vindictive because she knew that neither of us had as much free time the next day as we did on the day in question, so it would have meant way less time together for us. Nevertheless, I agreed to my mother's offer. So right on the stroke of midnight, my girlfriend arrived at my house and I brought her inside. Immediately my mother called me away into the kitchen and started getting very intensely angry that I hadn't done as I was told because she said that she couldn't come over until tomorrow, to which I replied while gesturing to the clock, "But mother, it is tomorrow." "Thank you." Next. I work in a popular discount store. We get well-known brands for really low prices that customers question if they are authentic. They're just out of season or didn't sell well. So on to the story. It was early morning and not many customers were shopping. I had a customer come up and this is the following. Sleazy customer: "So I have this Calvin Klein shirt but the price tag fell off. It's $10. Me: "That brand usually doesn't go for that price, but I would be happy to check for you." Sleazy customer: "There is no more over there. That was the last one." Me: "Well then I'll just look up a generic price for you." I look it up and the generic price for designer tops are $20.99. Me: "The shirt will be $20.99. Sleazy customer: "That's not the correct price." I explained to her that if I go find one off the floor it would probably be more expensive, but she insists that I do it. I go onto the floor and find the same shirt. It ended up being $24.99. While I am walking back up to my register, I watch as she takes a tag out of her hoodie pocket and neatly placed it between the clothes like it was there all this time. Sleazy customer: "Oh, I found the tag." I scanned the tag and of course it's not the correct one and was pulled randomly off of some shirt. I told her the price of the shirt and rang it up for her. Sleazy customer: "I thought the shirt was $20.99. Me: "That was the price in the computer, but since you wanted the correct price and demanded I get you the right price, the shirt is $24.99. Here is your receipt and have a nice day." She snatches the receipt and stomps out, never to be seen again. Thank you. Next. When I was in high school, I had this teacher I absolutely hated, and she absolutely hated me. Towards the end of semester, she clearly ran out of things for us to do, so she gave the whole class this activity of painting mock stained glass window style things onto the classroom windows. My friends and I got given the gates of heaven. It was a Catholic school. We glued a black outline part onto the window like we were supposed to, then we painted it very neatly, all in white because, you know, the pearly gates. Pearly, as in pearl, as in white. Our teacher immediately accused us of being lazy and angrily insisted that we make it more colorful. In response, I literally took every single color we had access to and just went to town until the whole thing looked like a big horrible mess. Mostly a disgusting grey-brown kinda color because of all the colors mixing so horrendously. She got so angry she gave us detention over the holiday period, so we would have to come back to fix it over the break. I told my mother the story though and she thought the teacher got what she deserved, so she refused to let the school give me detention for the incident. As such, not only did I engage in some explicit malicious compliance, but I also totally got away with it and faced zero consequences too. Good times. Thank you. Next. I want to start off with saying you should not do what I'm doing. Choosing not to eat it isn't safe. Okay, so important information is needed to understand. I have multiple medical issues, all affect me in different ways. A lot of food causes me to get violently ill and caused me to throw up. Some food leaves me with severe muscle spasms in my stomach and intestines. In certain cases, if my intestines spasm too much, I will start to bleed internally and we need another week-long stay at the hospital. Even if I eat the right food, I can still get sick and be in a lot of pain. So between all the pain and being sick and nauseous, my eating habits have gotten really bad. To the point most days I only eat one meal and maybe one or two little snacks. I honestly don't remember the last time I had 3 meals in a day. Another part to this is I have very bad anxiety and depression. In fact, my anxiety is so bad that I have PNES, which stands for psychiatric non-epileptic seizures, meaning if I am too stressed out my body will go into massive seizure-like spasms, which most last many hours. It really is under 2 hours. So due to the fact I am overweight and people comment on what and when I eat, I feel too stressed to eat in front of people. So last year when my issues got too bad and I could no longer work due to my health, I had to move back home with my parents. I'm 28. After talking to my nutritionist, counselor, and doctor, I would just always eat in my room and keep some food always on hand so that way if I felt like eating I could eat and feel safe. And by having food on hand I am more likely to eat more since I don't eat enough as is. So having food next to me would encourage me to eat. And my parents, especially my mother, comments on everything right now. Nothing is right. So eating around her is extra hard. For example, my sister was in town and so we all went up to Mexican. I have not eaten all day and was actually quite hungry, and chicken tacos fit in my diet perfectly as long as I don't eat the tomatoes. So I ordered 3 taco meal which comes with rice and beans. Immediately both my mom and dad start talking about how I'm not gonna be able to eat 3 tacos and that I should have only ordered 1. My response was, well, I know I can eat tacos without a bad reaction, so I should be able to eat the 3 tacos. And like most of my siblings, we bring home most of our rice and beans and make rice and bean burritos the following day, which is also on my diet as long as I eat gluten-free tortillas, so corn tortillas. And they just kept talking about how I'm not going to eat all that and that I'm just wasting their money by ordering such a big meal. Well, I actually finished everything, the tacos and rice and beans. Like I said, it fit my diet and good night and would not have a bad reaction. But then even when I was able to finish it, they just kept telling me how I'm probably going to make myself sick and would probably end up throwing it up. Well, I didn't, but this should explain why I feel uncomfortable eating in front of people, especially my parents. Well, because I'm living with them now, they don't like me keep your food up in my room nor eating in my room. I kept trying to explain why both my doctor and nutritionist and counselor all said that I should do this to encourage me to eat more. It's not like I kept food that would go bad, need refrigerated, or was as junk food. I kept like rice cakes, Cheerios, granola bars, pantry stable fruit bars, a few apple, sparkling water, Powerade, and other similar things. And when I brought a normal meal from downstairs, I would bring it in a paper bowl or plate so I would be able to throw it away in my garbage when I was done. My parents still do not like this. So I ended up having to sneak it upstairs, which they also didn't like. So finally, after being yelled at again for bringing food upstairs to my room, I told them that they had 2 choices. Either they let me bring food to my room or I don't eat at all. They go, yeah, we'll see about that. I mean, I'm already eating practically nothing. It really would not be hard for me to just stop eating at all, so that's what I did. This happened 4 times. The first 3 they typically ended up giving in with them a few days. But within still tell me I have to eat downstairs, to which I gave the same response and we started the process over again. So finally this last time, even after they gave me permission to eat in my room for a day or 2, but knowing they would reverse it again in another day or 2. So I chose to continue not eating. After about 4 days they were actually willing to listen to what I had to say about why I need to eat in my room. I have not heard about it again or been told not to eat in my room. So hopefully they finally realize that me eating in my room is a good compromise to me not eating at all. They still comment on what I do choose to eat and what I buy at the store for myself. Again, I'm not encouraging others to not eat food. It is very unhealthy and not safe. And I honestly wish that I could eat more without getting sick. But my point here is that they did not respect what I was doing to try to encourage myself to eat more and to try get healthy again. So I made them choose between my health and their house rules. And yes, I will move out as soon as possible. I'm in the process of getting disability for my long list of medical problems so I can qualify for government house away from them. I have a ridiculous amount stories and issues with my parents. My headache is really bad, so I'ma stop here for now. Feel free to ask questions or follow up. Also thought I should put this out there, I did still have some hidden doctor approved snacks hidden in my room, so I wasn't truly not eating anything, they just thought I was. I'm not foolish enough to not eat anything with what little nutrition I had in my body, but they thought I was not eating at all. Thank you. Next. This was a reply on another post, https://www.reddit.com/r/malicious compliance/comments/f052u3/comments/fgsadi3, context equals 3, on a mobile so can't edit the link. Sorry. TLDR. At the bottom, I worked for an energy company in the UK in their website support team, and my lovely female colleague came to me as her customer had asked to speak to a man. She had a proper nasty guy on the phone who wouldn't let her speak. You know the one. She started to reply and it set him off again. The thing was, she was the nicest and most helpful person there and would go the extra mile. Always getting positive feedback from customers and being told to speed up by management. The usual dichotomy of call center work. Seems she didn't know shit about his problem and she should go and get a man. As she knew of my other career path, in the week a mild-mannered call center worker, weekend a sarcastic nightclub bouncer, she asked me to talk to him. She explained the problem was he couldn't see all his accounts on his online account. He'd left as a customer and come back and had a new profile set up instead of having his new account set up on his old profile. She patiently explained this to me as I would usually just bang the mouse to get things to work. The problem was that his name was spelled differently on the other profile, and due to data protection she needed to confirm his details again. He didn't want to as she had the account number and he'd already done that. Picked the headset up, introduced myself, and he explained how that girl couldn't do a simple task. I said I'd try, so proceeded to bang the mouse and he asked me if everything was alright. Not really, sir. Hold on a minute, turned to my colleague, didn't mute the call or put him on hold, and asked her to explain what I needed to do. 4 times, slowly. I may have overemphasized my lack of comprehension. Hello sir, I've found the problem. We have 2 profiles for you and there's been a typo, so I need to confirm your details again. So on profile 1 it's spelt, name has been changed for comedic effect, A for Alpha, R for Romeo, S for Sierra, E for Echo, and so on and so on. Can you confirm that is how your name is spelt? He did. So on profile 2 your name is spelt A for Alpha, R for Romeo, S for Sierra, E for Echo, H for Hotel, O for Oscar, L for Lima, L for Lima, E for Echo. Should there only be one L in that surname? Yes, it should. He confirmed. Okay, so I just need to check all the details match. Your address 1F Quit Lane spelled F for Foxtrot, U for Uniform. Every single detail on each profile was spelled out for him phonetically, and he started to huff and puff about, can't you hurry this up? I could pass you back to that girl sir, but you specifically asked to speak to a male supervisor and I'm working as fast as I am able to considering the situation. Just pass me back to her then. My work there was done. TLDR. Customer asks for a man. He got one who spelled everything phonetically. Now wants a female he started the call with. Thank you. Next. Not me, but literally just went down at the restaurant I'm eating at. Having breakfast with friends at a specialty waffle place. Service is obscenely slow, but whatever. A lady who is very obviously the owner comes in through the front door and starts in on the 2 employees. What seems to be the problem? When we turned on the second iron this morning, sparks shot out the bottom and it made a loud pop. Is it working? It looks like it's unplugged. We unplugged it to be safe. I don't understand. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it. I can't send it out for repair if I can't tell them what's wrong with it. The employee looked her dead in the eyes, reached under the counter and plugged it back in, then took a step back, and from what I can tell, used the handle of a broom to hit the on switch. There was a sound like a shotgun going off and the distinct sound of electrical arcing with a giant plume of black smoke. Every single patron in the restaurant jumped in their seat, shortly followed by me laughing so hard I couldn't breathe. I can still smell the residual burnt ozone smell as I finish my waffle and type this. Thank you. Next. Okay, so I will start this by saying I might have been a little but oh well. On mobile, Yes, English is my first language, but not only. I just suck at all languages, and this happened a long time ago, so some events might be slightly off. Anyway, onto the story. So I had been grounded from electronics. I don't remember why. In my mom's own words, you will not get on any electronics. Well, turns out you kind of need a calculator for math when that's the only way your teacher taught you. So my mom said battery powered objects don't count as electronics because they don't plug into the wall and don't need to be charged by plugging into the wall. So I had gotten my homework done and had nothing to do but read and draw, except I remembered I had a Game Boy Advanced. So I played on that till my mom noticed. She got mad and said I was not supposed to play on electronics because I was grounded. I reminded her that she had said battery powered objects don't count. She let me play my Game Boy for the rest of the time I was grounded because she thought that was really smart of me to think outside of the box like that. Funny thing is, up until a years ago she would say no electronics, that includes your Game Boy Advanced too, and that Game Boy every time I get in trouble.